Hi, it's Mark here with you today. The video that you're about to watch is, if you're watching it on YouTube, if you look down below, you'll notice that the comments are turned off. The ratings are turned off, unlike most of the videos that I make and put out here, because what I don't want is I don't want for this video in particular to become yet another of the countless online battlegrounds where gun owners come online and fight each other. We're facing an election year coming up, 2020, with a herd of liberal progressives that are adamant about either reducing or completely eliminating our gun rights, our constitutional rights. What I want today is just to ask you to watch this all the way through, hear what I have to say, the perspective, and think it through before you make any decision, before you become angry about yet another video, before you go on fighting. Please listen and just hear me out, because today I'm going to talk to you about the NRA. Specifically, why I won't be abandoning the NRA, why I'm not dumping my membership, why I'm not pulling out, why I'm not discarding the NRA, why I'm not, well, all the descriptive ways that it's being described online by many major gun channel owners and people across the U.S. just blustering online something terrible. Many times we gun owners, because we're so zealous for what we do and cherishing the rights that we have, we forget that it's important to think everything we do through to a logical conclusion before we just jump on the bandwagon. And this is in no way a defense of Wayne LaPierre or any other NRA executive or any member of the board. This is to bring to the forefront what the NRA is and who the NRA is, and that is you and me, provided you're still a member. That means millions of people across the United States that these letters have represented for decades now. Particularly over the last couple of decades, over the last 15 or 20 years, those letters have brought fear, have struck fear into the hearts of liberal politicians and sometimes even conservative ones that needed fear struck in them. Not because of Wayne LaPierre, but because of the millions of people that those letters represent. We are the NRA. We are the people that endlessly contact our representative senators, the White House, our local officials. We are the people that show up at rallies with the signs. We are the people that make a showing online collectively, endlessly, promoting gun rights and making people understand this is what has to happen. These letters have represented us as a whole. They do not belong to Wayne LaPierre or any of the executive board of the NRA. They belong to us. Right now, as bad as things have gotten in the NRA internally, it's all been bared before the public, and there's some housekeeping, no doubt, going on now by force. The NRA is full steam ahead. And here's what has to be understood. While Gun Owners of America, while the organizations, the Gun Owners of America, the Second Amendment Foundation, and many others, including state grassroots organizations all over the country, are collectively wonderful in their efforts to protect our rights as gun owners. But compared to the NRA, politically on the national scene, they're not even a blip on the screen compared to those letters right there when it comes to politics. See, Wayne LaPierre, it doesn't make any difference who he is or even what he's like or what he's done wrong. It's because of the millions of people that those letters represent that Wayne LaPierre is the only one in all of those organizations that can still do this. He's the one that can pick up the phone and get the president on the phone when he calls. And right now is not the time to dump the NRA. Going into 2020 and a tumultuous election cycle that's going to get nasty, it's going to get dangerous, it's going to get more and more, there's going to be more and more vitriol thrown at gun owners. And now is not the time to dump the most powerful organization for gun rights on the earth. Still, the NRA. Whoever sees this, doesn't see it, who cares whether it's here? Anybody from any other gun channel picks it up and cusses me and cusses the NRA and curses everything that's going on here, let them go ahead. That's fine. Do what you want to do. But if you believe that your gun rights are going to be more safe, that you believe the Gun Owners of America and the other organizations can take up the slack, you're sadly mistaken. They don't even come close. Go back and find the videos of the presidential or the Democratic primary debates that have been taking place, see how many times the NRA is mentioned.
No, the NRA is the enemy. The leadership of the NRA right now is...
In fact, I have about a D- record from the NRA.
We decided, that we were going to go out and take on the NRA.
The way the NRA and gun manufacturers have done this.
You've mentioned the NRA, the gun manufacturers.
They're being intimidated by the NRA.
It's the greed of the NRA. And
we have the NRA on the ropes because...
And then see how many times Gun Owners of America is mentioned or Second Amendment Foundation. It's all NRA, 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 NRA. It still is a force to be reckoned with on the national political scene. And it is not something we need to do away with, dump, or put underground because Wayne LaPierre pissed everybody off. What it's time to do is take up the sword, keep your membership going, make the donations, watch the NRA, insist they do what they should do, and understand that Hillary Clinton did not get elected in the last election. A big piece of the reason Hillary Clinton is not president right now is because of the over $50 million that the NRA sunk into the presidential elections to ensure that Trump would take a seat in the White House. Now, go gripe about Trump, this, that, the other, whatever he's done, bumps, go ahead. But right now, the only alternative to Trump are what you see on the stage in the Democratic primary races. None of them are anything you want anywhere close to the White House, unless they're out there to mow the grass. So, for what it's worth, I won't be dumping the NRA membership. I will be full steam ahead with the NRA. I will be hoping, and I will be making noise to be sure that the NRA does what it's supposed to do. In the meantime, while all this is going on with the NRA and politics, I'll be supporting Gun Owners of America and some other organizations, and I'll be encouraging as many people as I can get, as I can touch across the country to do the same, to protect our precious rights and our Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And it's important to keep in mind during all of this that there is all kinds of activity going on in Congress. With the horrific shootings we've had, there's a lot being talked about as to what Congress is working together on. It's actually almost frightening when you hear that Democrats and Republicans are working together on something, because you never can tell what's going to come out of it at this stage of the game when it comes to things that are philosophically on opposite ends of the pole, like gun rights. So what we can do is keep our eyes on the President, on Congress, continue to do what we've always done as citizens, as members of the NRA, as members of other organizations. Let's continue to keep the pressure on our politicians, keep the pressure on the White House, and let them know what we will not stand for at the ballot box if they threaten or take away our Second Amendment rights or any other rights guaranteed by our forefathers in the Constitution. I'm Mark Rogers. I hope you'll join me in the effort as we go forward to win in 2020 and not let a Democrat, progressive, liberal, whatever they want to call themselves, anywhere near the White House. Goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you soon.